Well, Diablo Nation, welcome again to our podcast. This is our second formal podcast, and obviously, we have here the great and always imitated Thunderboom, Mr.
Yeah.
Thunderboom, and obviously, the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Death Muffin. So, we are together again trying to share some perspectives, some ideas, some reflections, some comments regarding the game we love a lot. We have been suffering for it also because we love the game and we suffer it. Diablo 4, obviously Diablo 3, I gotta say that also. But in the way to the future, we have prepared for you good, rounded, and thought and profoundly thought discussion regarding what are our main ideas, our main perspectives regarding what should be a good framework for a quality gaming experience, which regrettably we haven't been having lately in the game. So to that effect, we are going to maybe share six main ideas, and obviously, Death, Muffin, and Thunder will start the process to move us forward. But take into account that we are casual players. We're very happy to be casual players. We do not aspire to be whatever ex guy that's streaming every day. I don't say the names. Thunder is more versed in that. But at the end of the day, we just have a life. We have responsibilities. We're happy with that, and we're happy with playing. We're gamers. This week I brought my wife photo in my T-shirt, so I'm showing her. She's beautiful. I know. I know.
Yeah.
So without further ado, we are starting the discussion. I'm gonna pass the ball to Thunder.
All right, Manny. Well, hi, guys. I'm Thunderboom. Yeah, and then this week we got a lot to talk about. But before we get into D4, I got to talk about D3 a little bit, about the PTR that was supposed to be released today. I was kind of pumped up. I've been excited because, D4, I'm kind of at a, well, I'm tired of playing it. I mean, there's not much else I can say. I'm not going to get every character done. So, and I hit 100, and I felt like that was achievement. I got my all my quests done, so season journey's finished. Downloaded the PTR, got ready to fire it up, and I just so happened to be watching Rex's stream, and he's like, "Oh, it something happened, and they're not going to release it till tomorrow." I'm like, "Okay, all right," and I was really excited about that because I know a lot of people are tired of looking at D4 right now. I know the grind's just too long from 70 to 100. So I'm kind of disappointed. I don't know how y'all feel, but that was a big letdown today. I was really excited about playing that game again.
Um, I gotta agree with you. I mean, I was getting ready to. I was really pumped up because it seemed like a great segue, getting ready to hit 100. Of course, I say that with a grain of salt because I still have 10 levels to go, and that'll probably take me a month. But I was excited to start playing D3 again. Bounce back and forth and here and that. It's just like it's a letdown.
I feel you. Do you think that with D3 launching season 29, do you think it's going to put any effect on D4? Because I know the
Oh
drop
yeah,
off rate's really high
absolutely.
right now. So I was just kind of curious if they kind of
Yeah,
wanted us
they're
to go
about
back to playing D3 for a season so they can fix everything that's wrong. I don't know what they're trying to do.
maybe on to something. You may be onto something there. That would make perfect sense because the timing is uncanny.
Well,
The
I think
timing
they
of it's
improved it a
uncanny, but
lot.
yeah,
Yeah, I think they improved it a lot this last patch. I mean, I've noticed a big difference in gameplay, and actually XP per hour running dungeons. And I don't play the barb, but Manny, you do. Have you noticed anything better? Is the barb better than it?
Yeah, definitely. The synergy between the gear, the synergy between the skills, the synergy with the overall uh, 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 dynamic that is intertwined now with the necromancer and with the sorcerer, and the shouts being more meaningful into the dynamic of engaging the enemies. I feel more satisfied after that patch. Obviously, it is interesting to try to understand the mindset on Blizzard right now, because you were stressing also with Muffin the issue of why the heck do you on the same day try to deploy two updates? One update for D4, which they were saying was going to address some exploits that the game was having, and at the same day try to roll out the PTR update for Diablo 3. Maybe some individual there started thinking and came to realize what we knew all along. If they dropped the PTR today, they were gonna lose everybody that's a true Diablo gamer, because everybody wants to play the solo mode, and everyone wants to experience the new season, which is in design better, the 29 of Diablo 3, than season 1 of Diablo 4. So somebody was enlightened, or there was like an epiphany there, and they decided stop the PTR for D3. There is too much people waiting for it, so we're gonna try to mitigate the loss. And you use a term when the number of players goes down. You use a special term for that. I don't know if it was dropouts or losing players. I don't remember. And obviously, you are right. They are afraid of the impact it will have, and definitely was a very serious misstep regarding how you are deploying content for the different games that you have on your portfolio.
Well, I don't think. I mean, I don't think that they per se. I don't think they didn't put out the PTR today because of the patch. I think they really truly had a problem. I mean, I think they had a problem. I think they when they launched it, maybe because season 28 on the server's been going so long. I mean, because it's still live. Uh, I think the game or
Didn't
something
they
may
come
have
out in
been too
October of
big.
last year?
Yeah. So the new PTR with them implementing the solo self found maybe was a little bit too big, you know, for it. And they didn't have it developed right. So they're going back to redo it tonight and launch it tomorrow. But I do believe there's going to be a big fall off of D4 I'm more excited about the
I'm gonna be
D3.
one. I'm gonna
I'm
fall
more
off.
excited about the new season for D3 than I am continuing playing D4. I mean, that's just
Definitely,
my opinion.
Well, there's
completely agree.
there's nothing else to do. Once you hit 100, there's really nothing else to do. What else can you do? I mean, there's no reason to stay and play longer. Like you said it before, Thunder. There's no leaderboards. There's no incentive to continue playing. Once you hit 100 and you've got the season finished, that's it. We're done. You know, I mean, that was my big deal was finishing Diablo 4 in time to dedicate a good portion of my time to Diablo 3.
Yeah.
I have to agree. I have to think that they didn't. I mean, Blizzard is a lot of things. there are a lot of things. Devious? I don't know about that. I,
No, if
overzealous? I would give
anything,
him that.
Blizzard's
Devious?
all a
I
money
don't. Yeah,
grab. If anything, Blizzard's
it
a
is.
money grab. They're going to try to grab every penny, every cent they can grab. I mean, if they wouldn't, why put all the cosmetics in the store? Why not have them achievable in the game? Why can't you find the cosmetics or complete a quest, get the cosmetic? Because that's how they make their money. They're not making any more money
Right.
right now on seasons because everybody that bought the battle pass, no new players are really coming into the game because there's too much negative feedback on the game right now. I mean, if somebody asked me right now at work or a friend or somebody, hey, do you recommend D4? No, wait, buy it in about a year. Right now, it's no, don't buy it right now because there's once you
Yeah.
do a few things in the game, you're done, and then 90% of the people get burnt out by the time they hit 50 with one character anyway. I mean, I got a couple guys that I work with that bought the game, which I mean, they don't play a whole bunch of games. They're real casual gamers, and when they do play, they may play for an hour or two. None of them like D4 because they're like they want to get into the game and they want to get into it. And when you get into it and you get to like level 40 and 50, they're like, this is stupid. I'm having to do the same stuff over and over again. I'm not getting any XP for going and doing these side quests. So if I just base it on the game and do the outer world stuff in the open world, they're never going to get any good drops or any good gear or get off. Matter of fact, get out of tier 1. They're not going to get to tier 4. So they get bored with it and quit playing.
My nephew asked me. My nephew asked me the other day. He actually went ahead and followed the podcast, and he said, he goes, I'm kind of sitting on the fence on whether or not I'm going to buy D4. And I'm like, well, do yourself a favor and just watch some of the gameplay and watch some of the podcasts and get your feedback. I was like, me personally, I like the game. I like it. It needs a lot of work. And to me, this is just like one giant beta test. Still.
Yeah. Oh, I agree, and I feel like going from 1 to 100 with my wizard, it was a challenge, But I can't say that I want to do that with another character right now. Not in season. I mean, I, I can't say that I want to do that, and I can't say that I want to sit there and grind for another 2 months to try to beat Uber Lilith. Not with the drop rates the way they are. It's somehow miraculous. You can always get a good piece of gear and it's halfway decent, and it's got 2 out of the 4 stats. I have yet to find one that has 3 good stats where I can roll the 4th one. And then, let me
Yeah, I know. I
take
have.
that back. I found one chess piece that I could do that on, and I've been trying to roll it. I think I've went through 60 million gold trying to roll it, and still I haven't got what I was looking for. So I'm done with rolling it. It's useless. It it's they got to fix that. They at least let something drop every once in a while that, hey, I can use this. It's good. I don't give a shit about the 15 uniques that I picked up, the same uniques that I don't use. I don't care about that.
One of the things that I've noticed since they did the patch was, I mean, I'm not noticing any better gear dropping. Um, what I am noticing, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, or maybe I've just had some really shitty luck since the beginning of the season. But I am noticing that I'm regularly getting better affixes dropping. So it'll be a piece of gear that I am not going to use, but it has a better affix on it for that I actually am using. So I'm able to upgrade those, extract those and put them onto my gear pretty regularly now. But that's it. And that's great. I mean, it is a little help, but I would really like to have like at least one piece of gear that's like, wow, I have this. Woohoo!
Oh yeah, I agree. Because I've went from 70 to 100. I haven't upgraded my rings at all. They're the same as they was when I hit 70,
Yep.
and they're
Nope. I
like
hadn't.
769 plus 25 on all of them, I think. But I can get a 803, 805 ring and try to make it better, and it's
It's crashed.
worse because it gives me good
Yeah.
affixes for something else, but not for what I'm playing. So I'm like, I'm still pretty much in the same gear from 70 to 100, with the exception of my maybe two pieces that I've changed out. That's pretty sad.
Same.
And I pick up everything. For a long time, I picked up everything. I'd pick up sacreds, ancestrals, everything. And to the point where I'm just like, okay, I just want to get to 100. I'm just going to pick up ancestrals. You know, that's yeah, stupid. I agree with
Yeah, regarding that, Thunder, one of the main faults I find in the design regarding the end game is that it starts as soon as you hit 50, and you get to 50, you start moving to T2, and you start engaging the end game with the nightmare dungeons and the hell tide, which are supposedly the two activities that are endgame related. The whispers, I do not count the whispers because those are like bounties from my perspective. And
you. Yeah,
now, if you at 50 start doing nightmares, when you get to 100, as you just said, there is nothing more to do. You just were grinding and grinding and grinding. And one formal conceptual critique from our perspective, and if I may talk in terms of we as a clan,
yeah,
our perspective is that Blizzard needs to surpass the iteration paradigm. There is this belief that we have to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat the same activity to get better gear, but as you just stated, we don't get the better gear. I have all my gear. Legendary 800, 800, 800 that fell 800 when I was level 70. I'm level 84 right now because it's a grind, the leveling process. And I haven't changed any piece whatsoever because whenever I see an ancestral that's yellow, 804, 805, the freaking traits or the stats that the gear has is they're not meaningful. They're not meaningful to the build. They are not meaningful to the class. They are not meaningful to enhance in any way the either the damage mitigation or the damage output that you are dealing with or that you need to deal with in the game. So regarding that, the Helltide and the Nightmares are just repetitive. As soon as you hit 100, as you just said, there's nothing more to do. At least in D3, as soon as you got to 70, you knew that you finished leveling, period. And from that point onward, you started dealing with the paragons. So
yeah. And that took
it was
what, an
a
hour?
more clear cut, yeah, a more clear cut entrance to the end game, and you knew that you needed to run Nephilim Rifts and you needed to run Greater Rifts up to 150. So the end game needs to change. We truly don't have, we do not have an end game.
Well, yeah, and if they're considering the dungeons an end game, yeah, I don't like it. Take the objectives out of the dungeons. I don't like running all the way around the dungeon, then going all the way back, and then going, oh well, shit, I missed this one. I got to go all the way back over here. You know, and running through a dungeon. I don't play them enough to familiarize myself with them that much to memorize them because there's so damn many of them. You know, you can't, and all of
Definitely.
them look the same. So, you know, I'm just sitting there going, "Wow, can we can we get it to where you don't have anything you have to do but kill?" You know, I just want to go in there and kill crap. That's it. That's it. Give me a kill counter and say we got to kill X amount, and then the boss spawns. If they ever implement leaderboards, how are they going to do that?
Definitely.
I mean, they're going to time people
Definitely.
on running around the dungeon, give you 15 minutes to go find this thing, find that thing, find this, and then kill the boss. I mean, on a tier 100 dungeon. Yeah, come on, man. I don't know. Don't sound fun to me.
No,
I'm
and at
really
No.
least in the
considering
in
thinking
D
about
three
going
we,
back to
we had the
D3 and just replaying the seasons over again. Just
definitely, because we had the curated maps at least in D3 at the end of the process. We don't have curated maps. They're not random maps. If you get the darn nightmare, the nightmare key for the Uldar cave, or whatever it is called, the freaking cave, you know you're going to a cave. When
mhm.
we would open a greater rift, we didn't know what we would get. There was some excitement regarding the freaking map you were gonna get, and the kind of mob that you will get, and sometimes you will get a dream one. And I don't know, maybe that factor, that uncertainty, that ambiguity, that in D3 was adequately used. Obviously, you could get mad when you got a bad map, like a dungeon map, closed dungeon that we hated. We hated those, but at least, man, it was random. You didn't knew what you were getting. Here, you got the freaking Rome whatever place, or the crying fortress of death, or whatever the name the dungeon has, and you know that you're going to a freaking castle, or you're going to a freaking cave, or you're going to a freaking wood. Man, there is no spontaneity, ambiguity, not uncertainty, and maybe I'm just being just too the bar I have raised it too elevated, but D3 had those things, man. They had those things.
I don't think it's a bar you're raising. I think Blizzard raised the bar when it took them this long to put out the game. I mean, you can
Definitely.
only believe the hype
Yeah,
till you play the hype, and then once you're in, and you know, we all drunk the Kool Aid. I mean, we did. We all drank the Kool Aid. We bought into the game. That's not a finished product. I mean, I think it's a great game. I
and I
think the
think I,
potential of it can be very, very good. But right now, it's just I rather watch the streamers play it. Just watch it than play it.
yeah,
That's sad.
and I mean that says something though, doesn't it? That you'd rather watch the streamers play it because the streamers they play it consistently and all the time, and it just for me it further solidifies the fact that the game as it was rolled out and as it stands right now is seriously geared towards those elite players who can do more than one character in a season or who have the time to experiment with builds. Um, and again, you know, I feel like sometimes I feel like a broken record, but it's a serious letdown considering how long we've waited for this game to come out. You know,
Yeah. Mm. And I don't want
and
to hear
and I know
anything.
Blizzard did the beta testing. I mean, I know they did the beta testing, but I mean, and I'm not wrong when I say this. We were only allowed to play one part of the game, so we couldn't see what else was coming. We could only play that very first part of the game. Closed beta, open beta, didn't matter. We only had that first
Over
part of the game. We only had
and
fractured
over.
peaks. That's it.
Yep. Over and
So
over
I
and
mean,
over and over. I was
we
burnt
couldn't
out on.
see.
I was burnt out on Act One before the game even came out. I mean, yeah, I was burnt out on Act One. Yeah.
And the fact that the game doesn't have any kind of sets for the classes, and I'm not being unreasonable here. I didn't expect four sets for the barbarian, but man, at least one. If you had at least one, maybe you could have added more excitement to the game. Regarding the gear, my main issues are the simplification of the traits that are on the gear, maybe the stats. We need to simplify that. I see a lot of stuff that is not useful. I just was playing. I ran a Nightmare 48, and I got a bracer. I'm a barb, and I got a bracer that had intelligence on it. So I don't need intelligence to play the barb. I need either strength, maybe some dexterity, maybe some willpower, but intelligence I don't need that. And the way that the
You do if you're
stats
playing
are
Z-Barb.
being, yeah, and I'm playing a Z barb, so maybe I would prefer life or health instead. But you know, intelligence, man, intelligence that doesn't add anything to the mix. Also, the issue you were also mentioning, Thunder, the simplified customization of the gear. You spend 60 million gold, 60 million gold just to try to get one fix, one stat to your gear, and you didn't get it. So why the masochism in terms of facilitating good gear or simplifying the structure of the gear to have a better experience? My vote would be first on simplifying before even having sets. Simplifying the darn stats. If you have a narrow set of stats, you will increase the probability of getting a better piece of gear for your character. And afterwards, simplified customization. Then on a third, distant third, the sets. But from my perspective, regarding the gear, those are my comments. Gems are not a factor. Gems are not a factor. In D3, you could augment gear using the gems. I don't know if you remember that, guys, but we could use a gem to augment the gear and add it additional stats. The gems we have there, they suck. They suck completely.
They don't
They are
really do
just
anything.
they don't do anything. So
And
regarding the gear, that I just wanted to share that, and sorry for interrupting Muffin.
no, because what I have to say goes along exactly with what you were just talking about. I was going to say I'm going to harp on this again. The customization of the gear, being able to roll different stats. Tell us, I'm going to swear, okay? Tell us what the fuck we're rolling for. What am I fucking
Definitely,
rolling for?
definitely.
What is the stat that I'm going to be able to get? Because I'm sitting here and I'm wasting 40, 50, 60 million gold, and gold is hard to come by in this game. I get it. They wanted to make the gold more valuable, a commodity in the game. But I'm literally throwing away gold, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to get in return. And I am still, my ass is still chapped over that, and I don't think it's going to be fixed anytime soon. It's just it blows my mind that we have absolutely no way of knowing what we're rolling for.
No, because Blizzard don't want to fix it. There's too many websites that people create that you can go to that they've already come up with the algorithms of what you can get and what you can't get and what. So now you need to run three
And
monitors
I'm
or
just
four monitors so you can have something on one screen and take 10 hours, during your time playing as a casual gamer to go, let me go study that and see if I can even get what I want on it instead of putting the stats and putting everything you can get to the
bullshit.
side of it. You know,
No,
it's little things
you're
like
you're
that.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a sleazy way to do shit because I shouldn't have to go visit 10 other sites that have nothing to do with Blizzard to play the game that Blizzard put out. And
Exactly.
I'm getting a little bit heated. I should probably just pull it back a little bit, but I'm just it drives me insane. I have I have a window open behind my game that I have to tab to every time I encounter anything in that game to see what, where, when, or how, or if it's even possible. I spend more time in tabs on my on the internet trying to figure this shit out than I do actually playing the game. That's ridiculous.
I, I concur. Cheers.
Yeah, we can say, come on,
Shit.
man,
I mean,
come
these are
on.
these are little bitty tweaks that they can make that will make the gaming experience so much better. And I mean, again, it's a game. It shouldn't be work. It's a game. I shouldn't feel like I'm trying to analyze a friggin' spreadsheet of statistics for 12 hours to figure out if I can change this one piece
Oh,
of gear to match what I need. That's crazy sauce.
with the
Definitely.
tooltips, trying to figure out which gear's better than the other one. Oh, let's see. Let me get out my trusty calculator and figure this shit out. The
And not just a
multiplicative
calculator.
transverse positive
You need one
this
that
and the
does
square root of that
those
equals this. No, just show me on the screen.
right. Don't make me sit here do nonlinear equations to figure out whether or not this is going to up my damage. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Definitely.
N equals X. What's X? Well, if X is this, then maybe you'll get that. That come the fuck on. Who's got that kind of time? I don't.
We don't have that time. That's why another aspect that needs some discussion is the skill synergy. I have a tough time trying to establish an intuitive, solid design regarding the skills. And we have the werewolf tornado, for example. Why the heck would I want to be a werewolf with tornadoes? I just want to be able to spread rabies and kill people and maim them as a freaking werewolf. So I don't want to have the shield of the earth and the lining
Dude,
of the gods
if
to
they put a
play that.
shark in there, I'd play it. Sharknado, baby. I'd do it. I'd do all that shit.
that's that's so cool, but it's some nonsense. I want to be a DPS werewolf killer that drinks blood in every interaction. That's what I want to be. I don't want to be the werewolf that is a magician and an elemental master. Maybe I'm just being too classical in terms of the way that I understand the builds, but it needs seamless and intuitive build design. The game doesn't have seamless and intuitive build design right now
No.
regarding just the skills, and that's why we need to go to max roll. That's why we need to go to icy veins, and wherever we can get an Excel that can help us try to get the best array, the most effective and the most optimized array of skills, because it's not intuitive. It's not being intuitive. The C bar. I'm just shouting. I'm always shouting, and in some moments I start to use Hammer of the Ancients, but and that's cool. I like the role. I'm not complaining. But my God, maybe I would like to play a whirlwind barbarian, which is more easy. But again, the issue of the Paragon boards and the respecting then comes back and haunts me like the ghost from the movie Ghost.
Ghost from Ghost.
We
I
don't
don't
have
know.
the capability to save the Paragon's
No,
configuration. We cannot save
no.
that. Brenda mentioned that on the last podcast. We don't have the capability to quickly rearrange the Paragon boards. I would say that the no hassle respec function is not there. We must go tile for tile doing that. And obviously, it is not so easy to see the clear impact of how we use the Paragon boards. The other day, when the update came last week, the Thunder had to change a glyph because the new patch created havoc on his build, and he had to change a glyph that he hadn't leveled up. So he started again, and he can talk you about the experience, but he was very pissed about it last week. So regarding the Paragons, the experience of dealing with the Paragon is cool at the beginning, but if you want to do respect, you cannot change the configuration. You cannot save. Excuse me. You cannot save the configuration you have, and also you cannot then do the respecking in a very efficient and timely manner. And I'm not a streamer. I'm just a humble guy from Puerto Rico trying to get a break from the pressures of life and the pressures of the day.
I just want to kill shit.
Yeah.
I just want to get on
And
there and kill shit, and do so effectively.
I don't mind the Paragon board. I think it's a little more complex than D3, but it's not as complex as like PoE. But you know, I think we need lockers so when you can save your Paragon board and then start a new one. Uh, for the same character. Say you got your build.
Definitely.
Like I played ice shards all the way up to 100. Now I want to go play the new fire build, and I don't want to have to respec my whole Paragon board and gear just to play that fire build, just for me to get to level 40 and go, I really don't like this freaking build. So now I got to go find
Right?
my gear, put it back on, get on Max Roll or some website, look at the Paragon board again and copy it, then spend more gold to get my stuff back to the way it was. I think you should be able to save builds. Now, if I started a druid, I understand leveling the Paragon board up for the druid from 1 to 100 in game. I get it. I mean, I get that. But if I'm playing a Sork all season and I want to play 3 characters, and I say I get 1 to 100 and I want to do the next one to 100, let me already have the Paragons. You know, even in D3, whenever you create a new character, it didn't matter what character in D3 it was. If you had 3,000 Paragon, once you hit level 70, you could put all 3,000 of them Paragon in that tune
Definitely.
and go for it. I understand
Yep.
this game don't have a system to where you're running leaderboards and running rifts to get to the leaderboard. So your whole end game process is 50 to 100 because that's all you have to do. But all you have to do is run dungeons, which is essentially the same thing as running greater rifts. It's identical. The only thing is you're not under a time trial. You're not doing it in under 15 minutes. It takes you 2 hours to do a level 100. It just takes you 2 hours to do it. I mean, me personally, I can't find the gear to do it. I can go in there and kill everything on site. But if something breathes on me, I'm going to die. Yeah, that That's not fun at all. And I don't know what else to do. I mean,
No.
besides play
Well, I know what to
this
do.
your build. I mean, if you want me to play something that I really don't want to play, but you're going to force it on me because you're making this tune the best one in the game, and I'm forced to play that if I want to try to be able to attempt to do it on 100, that's bullshit. I mean,
Definitely.
it's you know, even at the suckiest in D3, the witch doctor sucked. It was the worst class in D3. It's still most seasons run a 150 or survive. How many dungeons have y'all ran through with me that we've been running and you just get tapped by something and die? There's no survivability.
And I don't even see what killed me. And I don't even know what happened that caused me to die. I will just die. And I don't know how to mitigate it on the next run because I didn't see what happened.
Definitely.
I don't know.
So
Definitely.
But on a
So
lighter note,
yeah.
I'm having fun with the game though. I mean, I've had fun with it, but my fun meter now that I hit 100 is about pegged out. I mean, not going to say I'm going to completely quit playing the game because I'm not, and that'd be a lie. But it's going to slow down even more because until there's something else to do, I want D3 to launch the PTR so I can get back on it.
yeah.
And in that regard, the other thing is the issue of how the game, meaning D4, is not facilitating the social connections of the community. I have a great concern regarding the capacity of trying to engage people that you don't know through the game chat. The way it could be done in D3, that you have maybe three, four, five different channels that people will also enroll in, and you could put an open statement there and maybe get some help, maybe get invited. Sometimes even people had free spots for bounties, and you would just right there send me an invite, and you would hop in, and the dynamic of linking and establishing those linkages with other people, I found in D3 a more approachable and a more facilitating experience. So, regarding social and seasons, and I'm talking about the social aspect first, there should be enhanced social chat and maybe some different connecting capabilities. Maybe the way that you do it on World of Warcraft, with which I used to play. I don't play no more, but I used to play. And you had the dungeon finder function, and you wanted to get with a group that you didn't know. You just press the dungeon finder, and out of the blue, the game will connect you with other people. That sort of application will be very refreshing to the game, and the capacity to open the general chat and shout to the world, and maybe 3,000 people read what you were talking about, even if it was the unholy burrito build. But man, somebody read it, and somebody answered that. And obviously there were the trolls and there were the idiots, but man, that was the idea. You had a community, including the idiots. You had a community. So you
Yeah.
should try to enhance that. And also, and after this I'll shut up because we're nearing the 45-minute mark. The issue of the seasons. The seasons must add a profound narrative and profound game mechanics. Those are lacking in season one. No, I don't care what anyone says. It could be Mr. Gold, Asmon Gold, or whatever his name is. He can say whatever he wants. But the reality is that the season one sucks in terms of the mechanics. Instead of using a diamond gem, I'm putting the darn malignant things, the hearts we get from the monsters. So if you don't have the barber, you suck. And if everything else sucks, then you won't have a good playing experience. So we have a long way to go. I like playing Diablo 4. I like the feeling of the game, but still, it's still an unfinished product. No matter what, how they try to plaster that and explain that, rationalize that, if you want a more sophisticated word, the product was not complete from my perspective. And still, I am enjoying it because I'm a good player, a casual player. Not so happy, but I like the game.
Yeah, I mean,
Agreed.
I like the game too. It's just a big letdown, and I can find more flaws in it than I can find good right now, and I know that's going to turn around, but right now it's not turned around, and there's more flaws than good. And to your point about the social, I agree with that too. I mean, because a lot of the casual gamers, that's how they join clans is they'll get into a party with somebody, and
Definitely.
there was group play in D3. You know, there was a looking for game, there was all that, and I mean, you could join a party. You can't do that in here. You have to, I mean, click on somebody and ask them if they want to join your party. Well, unless you bring your complete clan over from D3, it's hard to get people to join a clan. A lot of people rather play
Right.
solo, but this game needs to be played as a team if you want to get far enough in it. Because it's sad to say, but it's typical Diablo. Running with a team,
Yep.
you get more XP per hour running than you do solo. So you're better off if you're going to tell me it only takes me. Let's just throw a number because I'm not 100% on any of it. But if it takes you 80 hours or 100 hours or 200 hours to get to 100 by yourself, but you can do it in 80 hours or 100 hours running with a team, I think I'm going to go the 100 route. I want to get there as fast as possible and then
Mm-hmm.
work on everything that I need to work on to beat the game. But with that said, there's not enough to do in this game, so you might as well take your freaking time and do it because there's nothing else to
Yeah.
do.
Right.
It's just
And
you're
that
grinding
that's the
from
problem.
start to finish. So yeah,
It'll get better. I agree. It'll turn around. It will. Um, D3 was no prize when it first came out, and we sit here and sing the praises how much fun we had with it at the end before we started D4. And I think our expectations were maybe set a little unrealistically high. Maybe I'll give them a little bit of grace on that. Maybe my expectations were a little high, but I also think that they could have done a little more work on this. It does feel very unfinished to me. It still feels like I'm playing a beta, albeit a much bigger beta than the ones that they put out on this game. It still just feels unfinished because I'm still waiting for what's next. There's nothing after hitting 100. You've done it.
yeah,
No, nothing.
There's nothing to get me to stay in that game and play it more until the next season. And I'm already in my head dreading the grind in the next season. Knowing what I went through this season, I'm dreading having to start a new character and have to do all that renown again. Just the way they have it set up. It's not appealing to me. The game is fun, but to actually finish the season and get the accomplishments that they have out there for us, it needs to be it needs to be more fun.
well,
My two
maybe
cents.
I don't know because I haven't started a new character yet. But maybe when all your renowned will carry over to your non-seasonal character. So maybe when you start back over next season, maybe it all apply. you may not have to do the
Here's
renown
hoping.
again. I mean, I don't know. I I mean, I don't know. I hadn't started a new character. I'll make a new character tomorrow and test that. But I'm sure there's people that already know.
We're gonna drag him kicking and screaming back into another character if it kills us.
Definitely.
So anyway,
Okay, well
guys, I
we're
think we're
we're
gonna
ending the
yeah,
yeah.
I think we're gonna wrap this up here with that. Y'all let us know if you're gonna play D3 or if you're gonna stay in D4. Because I know some of y'all are just
And
ready to get out of D4 and go play D3. So just let us know.
right.
I'd like to know.
Right, and if there's anything anybody wants to hear us talk about, or if there's anything anybody wants us to bring up, if they have any ideas, they want to hear us discuss it, leave a comment on the YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and don't forget to like and follow.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for this one. We'll do it again next week. We'll see you guys.
Take
Yep.
care.